Hello everybody. So this is my attempt to do live trading. I want to do it every single day I trade just to see if I can be profitable live, and also as a form of accountability. YouTube is full of liars, and nearly all the trading influencers on YouTube are crooks. They don't share their live trades at all, or if they do, they only share when they win. And lots of them trading with sim accounts pretending it's real. Basically, most people on YouTube are making money through views or through their mentorships and stuff like this, and it pisses me off. So I kind of want to be a good example here and actually just show real live trading. So this is live account. I've blocked out my account number for privacy reasons, but you can see there's actual account balance here. You see it on the charts. It doesn't say demo or anything. And I guess part of this rule is I'm willing to share my actual auditors' accounts. That's if anyone's ever wants to have that, they can. And I'll share this document where I'm going to document all the trades, every single one. Now this challenge is very hard because when you're being watched, you kind of you got all the devils in your head about what's going on anyway, all the greed, all the doubt, and then you got the fact that other people might be watching you. But that's also a benefit to me. I feel by doing live trading, it might hold me more accountable. And ultimately, I just see this as a journey of mental health. If I'm able to pull this off, then it kind of shows that I'm strong enough mentally. I will sometimes do some trades that Tom Hugard does. So he does live trades every day. I'll probably tune in most days. So I say that for full transparency. You can see what my background looks like here. But otherwise, it's basically, I will explain that if I ever do that, basically. There's going to be no lying here. And yeah, so I guess just talk about preparation. I should have started a little bit earlier. It's like 4 minutes to the start of the session. So generally, I want to look in the weekly. All I'm going to do is just draw some key resistance levels. So I've already technically done this for the weekly on the FTSE. FTSE I'm very wary of because you see this massive trading range for weeks. So it's extremely difficult to trade this. It's just all over the place, the FTSE. So in all fairness, I'm very wary of trading it. That said, I am going to at least keep it in mind. So yeah, we're just stuck in this range and lots of failed breakouts all the time. So there's a very strong area of price action basically. DAX is a very different matter though. So it's basically just is at all-time highs yesterday for a very brief period of time, or nearly at all-time highs. Sorry. Yes, the FTSE is very undecided where it wants to go. Here's some key resistant levels that I want to keep an eye on. If we look on the 15-minute chart. There is a bit of a resistance level here. This is maybe a buy point if we were to have a big downfall, and otherwise not much really, because a lot of this is later session trading. So this is not. You don't want to take this into account too much. Now, general philosophy is that I'm just going to use the charts. I'm going to use very basic price action because basically no one really knows which way the market's going. Anyone who says to do is just lying. Or let's see them do the live trading. This is full of shit. There's no indicator that works 100% of the time. None. If it existed, everyone would know by now. It would be algorithm, and then the whole market would change. It just doesn't exist. It's basically 50-50 for nearly everything. The only edge you have in the market is just basically buying or selling at good locations and knowing when to take profit. Like logical place to take profit. and not tilting. So with that, that's how you make money, but it's extremely hard. And that is the truth in my eyes. But I guess I have to demonstrate that in live training. So we're going to see. We'll see how I do. Obviously, it's extremely bullish yesterday in the US markets. Right now, it's in a range where I'm just like, I wouldn't know what to do. So yeah. And the gap is here. So it's basically the same price it was yesterday in the DAX. Here we go. Doesn't look like Tom's on anyway. Don't know if he's trading today. So, all alone. In terms of where my account's at, so I started this account with 500 euros, so now we're up over 600. And I'd be lying to say there wasn't some risky trades mixed in there. And here's the rules I'm going to follow in terms of trading size. So it's quite big for the size of the account, but obviously I want to be very aggressive with this. I'm not interested in growing like 1% a day. I'm going to be greedy with this challenge. I want to be up 2,000 next week, 4,000 and so forth, which means I'm going to have some big losing days as well. I think that's probably the reality. So I'm going to be ambitious. It's probably not very smart, but it's my challenge, it's my rules, it's up to me. It's my money. So yeah. Obviously, you should never really start with such a small amount. If you really want to do proper trading, you should have at least 10k to do it effectively. But I'm a scaredy cat. No, my ego told me I could do it with 500. So we'll see if I can pull that off or not. But it doesn't give me much room for mistakes or maneuver, basically. It's going to be very tempting to short the FTSE at the top of this range. But we'll see. Like on the bigger scale, on the bigger scale, FTSE's just in a trading range. So the UK economy is just all over the place, which, given that all the other economies, all the other markets going up, is kind of very, very bearish. Like, look at this. It's just been stuck in this range for such a long time. And even before, like, the FTSE is just like, the UK is really messed up. But you can see it right there. Germany, on the other hand, a bit more optimistic, at least in terms of the stock market. The stock market is not a real reflection of reality, however. These 100 companies or 40 companies don't fully represent Germany or the reality of what it's like to live there. But people seem to want to put money into these companies. That could just be because of inflation. Obviously, stock prices are always going to rise because of inflation. Like, if you ever, like, any day, it's a 50-50 if it's going to go up or down. But overall, the markets always go up. Just because of inflation alone. Even if the companies don't do better, they are going to make more revenue because prices increase. And because they all have some form of monopoly that actually gives them a slightly higher profit over time. Therefore, stocks will always kind of rise for that reason, unless there's a massive economic drawdown, which might happen with the decrease in population, which has happened in Japan, for example. So these are some of the fundamental bases basically governing the stock market. But alas, on any given day trading, none of this matters. you just got to follow what the market's doing. Like, news is more or less irrelevant unless you have insider information. Irrelevant, because everyone else has the same access to the same news. Most of the market participants are hedge funds and banks and pension funds and all of this, so they're far more informed than we are. So the job, I guess, for me and any trader is just to try and go with the flow, try and understand where the money is going to go. Is it going out or going in? And then can we get a good entry point based on that hypothesis? And if we're wrong, can we take that? Because sometimes we're going to be wrong, or sometimes we're going to get caught out by stop hunting or strange market moves, or we're just simply wrong. We think it's going to go down, it goes up. And we just have to be like, okay, we're wrong. Which is another reason why trading is so hard. My goodness. Yeah. I'm feeling a bit bullish. I mean, especially for FTSE, when I see this chart. DAX is quite far off all-time highs. It would have to have a very, very, very strong day to hit it, but you never say never. Need a big stop loss if we're going to pull off a buy on the FTSE. Need a stop loss like down here, which is a big one. At €2 a point, it's going to cost me, 44 euros, which is a significant amount of a €1,100 account. However, I think if we've got to stick to our guns here. Probably a smart thing would be to buy above here. FTSE, it's just not so clear. Based on this, it just feels a bit like a harmonic retracement, which means it could expect to be up here. So yeah. Let's do it. Cool. So we're in. Stop loss is going to be about here. Like, basically, if the market drops here, you're just wrong. It's not bullish. It's bearish. The market is bearish. So. If the hypothesis is right, then there's probably 40 points we could gain here. I think 40 points will be in line with a harmonic retracement in terms of, I mean, you just see this here. It kind of rises, goes from 90 to, it goes up at 40 points and it just goes down again. It seems to be a very common pattern in the FTSE. So if it does break from here, we can probably expect 40 points to round up here, and then it's going to dip back down. Is my assumption. I could be totally wrong, and if I'm right, it doesn't mean that I'm right because of my assumption. I just got lucky, but we'll see. I mean, so far so good, but DAX isn't as bullish looking, but it makes sense because DAX is all. This is how I see it anyway. DAX is at all-time highs, more or less. Well, not quite, but it's a very, very high point. While FTSE is all this room to grow because it's been stuck in this range. So it's already been here many times. It's not like there isn't support for that assumption. Like these are prices that are already been defined before. There's proof of concept. While DAX is going to require a lot more faith because it's entering price ranges that have been rarely seen before. So yeah. Now FTSE normally has these big pullbacks. I'm used to seeing it all the time. It's out of nowhere, it just goes boop, and then it'll be bought up again, and then it's just constant. Like I don't like trading FTSE, honestly speaking, but so be it. Just gotta be very careful on the FTSE. Yesterday was a trend day. About 1 in 5 days of trend days. The odds of today being a trend day, 1 in 5 still, basically. Doesn't just because yesterday's trend day doesn't mean today won't be. But they're not super common. Most days you have a bit of an increase, a bit of a decrease, and a trading range. It's basically the reality. So you have to always remind myself that. Yesterday was a good day. Like, I'll show transaction history. I made a lot of trades on the Dow and Nasdaq, and they're nearly all positive, and some really big wins. I basically just followed the trend, and I just kept adding, and it worked out very well. This one especially, Jesus, 156 euros in the DAX yesterday. So yeah, it was a good day. But again, if you had a good day yesterday, it doesn't mean today's gonna be a good day. Another rule of thumb for trading that I kind of believe in is basically do the opposite of what you think. Like, if you think another person's going to say take profit, then add to the position. If someone's saying close now, don't close. So if someone's saying break even now, don't go break even. It's like nearly ignoring the rules of engagement. The rules that most people follow is the best way to trade. So that's kind of a mini philosophy I can have in mind. I'm always kind of like thinking, whatever my instinct is, probably do the opposite. Because 90%, 95% of people are losers in trading. So if you follow what they do, which is instinct, which is natural, there's nothing wrong with that, then yeah. Another rule of this challenge is I'm only going to trade live trading. I will not do a single trade outside of it, which is a big promise to make. So I guess the only way anyone can see if that's true is just I share my actual broker results. That's the only way. I mean, so far so good in the FTSE. There's gonna be a lot of liquidity up here, a lot. So I think the expectation of it smashing up to here isn't super unlikely. Now, I am tempted to add, but I think if I add, I want to change my stop losses as well, because I'm taking on a lot more risk. Here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm hoping price will get to here. Then I'm expecting there's going to be profit taking. So we're going to expect a retracement down to here. And then when it gets to around here, I'm going to add. In the hope that then it's going to pick up again and shoot up. And I'll probably move stop losses around here. So if I'm wrong, I lose, but I'm not losing like anything serious. So that's the plan for the FTSE. If it shoots up and up and up, I'll be a bit annoyed, but still I'm in a winning position, so it's just nothing to say there. Yeah, it's no Tom Hugard today, so I'm not in the Telegram group for him, so I'm guessing he's sick or something. I must say, Tom lives a very healthy life, but he does not sound healthy a lot of time, which kind of concerns me. He's often got a cough or something, and he's just an old guy, I guess, so it makes sense. But yeah, I hope he's okay. I really like Tom Hugard. He's, to my knowledge, the only trader I would trust on YouTube, other than maybe Imam Trading, because Imam Trading isn't actually selling anything. He's just trying to take down all the people who are liars. So yeah, Tom Hugard, good guy. A lot of good philosophy that he teaches. He trades in a unique way, but he's a fucking winning trader. So what more can you say? And right now, I'm only just beginning this journey of live trading, so I got nothing to critique anyone on until maybe if I can have 6 months of profit and I've grown this account to maybe 20, 30k, then I'm in a position where maybe people should listen to me. But until then, who knows? Making a massive €3, woohoo! Now, obviously, as this account grows, we'll increase the risk. And as you saw from yesterday, I was able to make trades that were €150 in some cases. So obviously big wins, big wins. And I was actually breaking my rule, I think, for that. Yeah, I was trading €3 a point. So again, this is a new start. New start means following the rules properly. So this is just for full transparency. It doesn't mean I can't add, that must be said. So I can go to more than €2 a point if I add, but yeah. The thing is, adding is a lot less risky, because what I do, if I add here, my stop loss to the add-on will be here, and I'm going to move my stop loss on the original position. So I'm not risking the same as if I'd just gone on like €6 a point here. It also means I don't make as much money, but the risk just isn't the same. And yeah, I'm not interested in adding to the FTSE right now. First of all, I'm only like 3 points in profit. It's nothing. You want to be at least 4 or 5 points to do more, in my opinion. Anyway. DAX, it's kind of half tempted to buy here, but I think I'd rather be a buyer here or here, honestly, to be safe. Because this is not a safe resistance level. It's not a resistance level where we got much evidence for. I mean, let's check. Let's look at the hour chart. Okay, I kind of take that back. This is a legit resistance level, which has been broken through in all fairness. I mean, that's a sell signal. That's a sell signal right there. It's broken through resistance. The thing is maybe not a sell signal because it could just be a fake out. But again, I didn't see this as a major point of resistance. It is a point of resistance, but it's not like I respect this line more because this line's been hit numerous times, while this one not as much. Yeah. FTSE's still doing okay. FTSE and DAX aren't always correlated, so. You can see it right here. It did not end. It did not break this line. It ended right on it. So what could easily happen here is this goes down to here, and then before, in 10 minutes time, it's going to be back up here, and it's just another failed breakout. So it is a sell signal, I'd say. This is a signal that we should be looking to sell, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's a confirmed sell signal, as in, yeah. And especially as the FTSE's pretty bullish. Like it's not coinciding with the DAX. Obviously it's different market, different products, but yeah. Yeah, so if anyone's curious, my actual job is in the area of sleep. So I'm a sleep and performance coach, which is very out there, right? And sleep is probably one of the most important things to trading. So today I had a sleep score of 92 on Aura, 94 on Garmin, I think. Let's have a check. 94, and a sleep score 94 on Whoop as well. So I am as prepared from a sleep perspective for trading as I can humanly be. That's some really, really good sleep. What I imagine could happen is DAX goes down, and then FTSE will go up until here, and then FTSE will then collapse back down to here, and DAX will just drop like a fucking rock. It's a distinct possibility that can happen. Hence, I'm a little bit worried about. But I mean, my plan is not to add until it's retraced properly. Anyway. Like this is tempting to add, but if you're just not convinced, then yeah. So is DAX, because that's the thing. If DAX does break from here, there's no reason to think it won't go all the way down to here. It's like 100-point drop. Because this is not this. It's kind of like if something goes up quickly, it can go down quickly. Like these price levels are smashed through without any resistance. Hence, it's kind of the same on the way back down, except it's a lot faster coming down. As a general rule, price drops way faster than it goes up. So if you are going to go short, you have to be kind of in and out quite quickly to get that move most times. So there are these days where it just goes down all day progressively, but in a bull market, not so much, which we're in a bull market. Yeah, sleep's so important for trading. I did a study on my own training results, and had I not traded when I had bad sleep, in a 10-month period, I would have made an extra 33k. It's just a crazy amount of money. Absolutely insane. So if you're interested in that, I've got a video on my other YouTube channel where I talk about it. I show all the data and the reasoning behind it. Ooh, it's very tempted to be short DAX, but don't want to be short DAX when I'm long FTSE. It makes me very uncomfortable. So yeah, it's a legit sell signal, but let's just wait. Let's just wait. If the next 2 5-minute bars are still below here, I'm probably gonna sell. I'm gonna go short the DAX. I really hope it doesn't end up here, because that will be a little bit depressing. I missed the move, but so be it. Given how bullish this market is and how quick these pair bars get bought up at the moment in the current sort of where we're at, it's just got to be very careful. The FTSE is looking very bullish. Like it isn't budging. It's not seemed to be affected by the DAX very much. Yeah. So what happens a lot is in the morning, the corporations all this sell, 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 and then they just buy for the rest of the day, and it just make profits this way. Market makers. I don't want to be conspiracy theorists about it, but there is some truth to this. Like, they bring the market down so they can bring it back up again. It's just like market manipulation. You saw it a lot recently. Bang, and then boom, straight up. Bang, and boom, straight up. Bang, and then boom. Same thing. This was a little bit different, to be fair. But here is the same thing. Like, do I change my stop loss in the FTSE? That's a big question now. We've had it open for a little bit of time. I still believe the stop loss is where it should be. We don't know if this is a big fake out in the DAX. Just market makers sucking people in to sell so they can buy at a cheaper price. I mean, so far this doesn't look the case, but it's like a 30-point drop. It's nothing outrageous. I really want to trade at a bigger trading size, honestly, but I set the rules, so I've got to stick to it. That's maybe too cautious by the looks of it. And there we go. It seems to be eating up. Okay. I mean, it looks like we should be a seller of the DAX. Based on what I said, it's definitely going to end below here, so we may as well just get in now and short. No, that's not. That's not. It's 2 minutes till past. I think we'll follow sort of Tom Hugod's school run approach to this. Should be very logical, which is basically we'll go short at like 19193. I mean, this might get hit before the bar yet ends. Like, Jesus. That's a very negative bar. gonna move it because I want the end of this bar before I make any trades, which is counterproductive, or counterintuitive, you might think, but this is also a great buy signal for the bulls. So if I'm gonna sell here, I want to sell with the wind in my favor. I want this to take my sell order. I don't want to be selling manually here. Okay, here we go. Let's see what happens. FTSE got wiped out. Be short DAX. I'll be quite aggressive on this because I think if it is going to break through here properly, we're going to go all the way down to here. We've got like a good 70 points drop. So I'm going to hammer this. I'm going to really hammer this, which means I'm going to be taking quite a bit of risk, but just based on the price action. And it's my plan. We'll see if I'm right or not. If it goes well, I'll make maybe 150 euros, maybe 200. If it goes wrong, I'm going to lose 60, 70, which isn't great. But it hasn't happened yet. Hasn't happened yet. I'm actually tempted to buy. But it's just not very convincing, is it? It wasn't like a boop. It's just like a... the price is kind of wiggling around here, but I think it's going to go lower first. The bulls just don't seem to be getting onto this, are they? I just want to show you some of these stupid trading videos. Here's an example. My incredible easy 40 pip day trading strategy works every time. Like, it doesn't. It's a lie. I can guarantee you, whatever his strategy is, I could make an algorithm for it, and then run it over 20 years of data. It'll be probably right 51%. Or probably most of the time they're just wrong. It's just like, let's actually just watch this. It was 40 minutes. Prove it. So much psychology he's using here. He hasn't told us anything yet, has he? Turn on the desktop audio.
Is that you will have all of the tools you need to make 40 pips per day and get funded in half the time. Right, so why the hell should you listen to me? Well, let me show you some live results. So on the 17th of June, I got a payout for $26,327 from AscendX. Okay, this was a couple of months ago. I then managed to get a $18,310 payout from Effexify a week after that, which made up
these could be photoshopped, we just don't know.
And then about a couple of days ago, I got another payment from AscendX for $5,835, which was made in one single trade. Again, what you will find is that price then breaks structure.
Oh god, here we go.
Okay. That's what
fucking triangles. Here's my magic technique that no one else knows.
Where I'm trading on the lower time frame based on or some wicks as well. I might just include those as well. Okay. Don't want the zone to be too big. What you can see is price has had multiple reactions. Here's another reaction, and you can draw it right across. You can also include these wicks over here. Is how you determine.
The only reason I believe this guy is if he shares this live and shares it several times. Anyway, we're short on the DAX. And FTSE is losing. I probably could cut the stop loss in the FTSE, but again, it's a bit weird being long on one and short the other, but it's based on what I saw. And in all fairness, the FTSE is bullish, it's up for the day. The DAX is bearish and it's down for the day. So you're going with the momentum. Oh god, these trading videos are so stupid. They're so stupid. You know what? He could be legit. He could genuinely be making money, and he could be genuinely using these things. But the fact he uses so much emotion, so much psychology, talks so much about making money, talks so much about like this is the process to make money. I can nearly guarantee he's making money on other things. He's probably getting payouts from the prop firms to send people there. Oh, the internet. Jesus. It's just so much bullshit in trading. So much. It's unbelievable. Alright. DAX is rebounding. That's okay. Stop loss is where it should be at this point of resistance. If it breaks here, I'm going to probably become a buyer. It's okay. Let's take the loss. FTSE isn't really recovering, but it's okay. And today might be a losing day, which is okay. It's fine. I'm going to have, what, 1 in 3 losing days? The key is when I lose, I just don't lose too much. That's it. That's all that matters. So yeah. and just not getting emotional about it, taking it on the chin. But okay, it's fine. I was wrong. The market went a different direction. It's fine. And I'm sure some of the trading pros were like, "Oh, it was obvious it's going to bounce at this because of this resistance, because the moving average did it." But it's just like hindsight trading all the freaking time. I just said, if the DAX falls heavy, I'm going to be in it heavy too. I'm willing to go to really leverage up on this, just because I believe it will go down to here. If it's going to, probably to here, maybe to here, just based on where you're going to expect liquidity gaps. But there's going to be a lot of stop losses around here, and a lot of stop losses around here, and the market will naturally gravitate towards these stop losses. But we'll see. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to get stopped out on the FTSE. And again, you've got to be willing to change your plan. If you wrong, then it's okay. Maybe we go short on FTSE. It's totally reasonable. But yeah. Should I move the stop loss? No. Stop loss is where it needs to be. Okay, DAX. How greedy I want to get, that's the thing. Do I double down, triple down on DAX? I don't want to be emotionally attached to the FTSE position too much. It's a small position. It's like, what? I'm going to lose 25 euros. It's fine. It's a more than acceptable loss for the size of the account. The problem is the FTSE is going to be a double bottom, which will bring in buyers, but it might wipe through the stop loss first before that happens. I might add to my DAX position. What I think is going to happen is it probably will bounce back to here. It might be a bit trend range, but I'm going to stick to my decision here. I said I was going to be aggressive, so I'm going to be aggressive. And I'm going to move stop loss to here on the blue. So I'm at more risk, but not a crazy amount. Cool, and now I need to take a short break. I'll be back. Okay, so far so good for the DAX. FTSE, ooh. Well, I mean, if it goes to here, I'm going to short the FTSE, to be fair, because FTSE's generally far more bearish. So, but let's see if I get stopped out first. 8246. Okay, DAX is bouncing back at this point, but this is nearly exactly as I mentioned would happen, so not surprised. Let's see. We managed our risk, and we just have to be open to the possibility that today will be a losing day. It's the first day of live streaming. My ego will be like, oh, I want to show everyone I'm a winning trader, but it's just not. That's not how trading works. It's not how trading works. Now, big question is, do I move my stop loss in the DAX? Because it's kind of, if it goes to here, then you know it's like it's some serious reversal going on here. So it's a little bit scary in a bull market. Very scary. I mean, the odds of a full reversal down to here, not great. Now, one thing I did want to do is look at the Fibonacci retracements. So I believe this is what I'm going to use. So that the action happened from here, and it went all the way to here. Although I'd say the reality was it went to here. This is where it actually went to in the like during the actual. It's here. So you can see there's not really a I might draw this one more time to make sure I'm right, but it doesn't look like there's anything Fibonacci related. Normally they look quite interesting, but actually, funny enough, yeah. The line went exactly to here, and it bounced back. So you can argue maybe Fibonacci could have been useful in this scenario, but again, let's see where the price goes. Doesn't mean anything. But it is interesting that it hit exactly here. Damn. But it also hit here. I mean, this is an action point we're already aware of, so it's not like this is any more significant, although it is exactly the point. It's exactly where it is. Fibonacci can be quite impressive. It does seem to sort of work, and maybe I should have had that as part of my prep today, in all fairness. I think it's a good argument for that. But I already committed to going short, so it's irrelevant. This is totally irrelevant. But if I was to play a retracement trading game, this would be a good point to enter. And evidently so, it's been it's been a good point so far. Minimum, you can move stop loss, break even, and had a scalp. I'm short FTSE now. Okay, I'm short everywhere now. So pray for the markets to drop, eh? Praying for the markets to drop. So my loss for the day is 34 euros already. It's quite a big loss for a small account. Hmm. Yeah, you said it yourself, Matt. You said there's going to be resistance here, and we're probably going to be in a trade range for a bit, and then if it's going to drop, it'll drop again. Because it's very rare the market just goes down in one motion. Same with going up. Although this yesterday was a bit of an exception. That was an exceptional bull move. Like, that's a crazy bull move. Yeah. All right. In the bigger picture, we just don't know. FTSE can go up or down. it's hard to say. These bear bars are very, very big. Like, they're very bearish. This is interesting. Basically, DAX, it's made like a 50% retracement. So now it's a question of, is this where the bull's going to enter, or are they just going to let it, or is it going to fucking collapse through? So it's a very pivotal moment right now. Very pivotal. There's a lot of selling pressure. I'm going to add to my FTSE position. I mean, I was talking about shorting the DAX down here. I said it earlier. It's a sell signal, but especially in the hourly chart. But I was waiting for confirmation, and because of that, my entry isn't so great. However, if it ends up going down to here, it doesn't really matter. Like, at least it's kind of at least the entry is in line with the market movement. While here, it could have easily been a fake out and then boom, like back up to here. So this is kind of the kind of some of the theory behind it, but yeah. It's a 19167 I will add. Maybe 0.5. It's uncomfortable taking a loss, right? Not easy. But we'll see. Maybe it'll turn into a very big win. So far, not the case, but I was very tempted to add again to FTSE here, just because it looks so weak, but I don't know if that's because I'm down on the DAX or if I'm being too greedy. I think you want to see this bear bar end below here before you think of adding, because it's not so well confirmed. I'm being very brave shorting a bull market like this, like literally approaching all-time highs and I'm shorting. It's like, ooh, it's not maybe so smart. But you could also argue near all-time highs is a perfect place to short. It's the highest price ever been, and FTSE is just a dog shit indices. Like, it ain't gonna go up super much, so being bearish in FTSE seems to pay off. Alright, I'm adding to FTSE. I'm doing it. But we're moving our stop losses in line with it, so kind of the risk is not super high. It will be quite a big loss in the DAX if I'm wrong. It has to be said. So yeah, this is but I said I was going to be aggressive, and I've been aggressive. I stuck to my plan. So this is a case of like you can only be honest with what your plan is and what you're expecting to happen. FTSE is dropping like a brick. Now, question is, do you take profit here? This is not a terrible place to take profit. Or do we expect to aim lower? I mean, there's a magnet down here. Look at that bear bar. My goodness. The question is this just a trap? I mean, DAX is not with me on this. DAX is looking better though. I might move stop loss a little bit down on DAX just to manage my risk here. Because if I'm wrong, I'm going to lose a lot of money. Look at that on the FTSE. I'm going to move my stop loss on the FTSE to here. So I am minimizing my potential loss. And wow, it just keeps on going. So, yeah. I am going to cancel this order to sell more on the DAX because it's combined with the FTSE. It's just way too leveraged for such a small account. way too much. So you're just going to have to focus on the FTSE for now on. That's going to be how it is. It's tempting to close the DAX even at a small loss, just because I'm in a big profit in the FTSE. FTSE looks way weaker, and this will basically guarantee profit for the day, which is not, it's psychological, it's emotional thinking, but it's also the case with the DAX. We know it's a key Fibonacci level, retracement level. It's been a lot more bullish in the FTSE overall. You can see where we are here. Basically 50-50 on both. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. I'm not adding to anything until I understand what's happening in the DAX, basically. Because if the DAX does break down here again, I want to move a stop loss, because it's a big stop loss. It's a lot of capital. Okay, I know what we can do. I'm going to move, I can move stop loss to here. No, I'm not, like the stop loss is where it should be. Sellers will re-enter here, if they're going to re-enter it. If they're not, they're going to blast through, and we should be looking to be a buyer. I mean, the good news is I'm short on both indices. It's not like I have cognitive dissonance in this regard, but it is a very difficult decision what to do here. Do I just cut short the DAX? Do I let it run for the stop loss, which is probably more likely to happen than not as things stand? Or do I just have faith that it is going to be a trading range for a bit and then it's going to tank? I mean, FTSE's coming back as well. Yeah, it could be a pretty hefty loss, but this is you're betting on the momentum and not on retracements. And retracements happen all the freaking time, especially at this price level. Yeah, we will see. Trading's not easy, eh? Well, I'll say this: if DAX breaks above 1-2, I don't think it's a very good place to buy because it's also a great place to sell. This is a problem with it. I think if you're going to buy, you buy at 19238. FTSE's retracing, so we're looking pretty not really good, are we? Damn. But your risk and FTSE's like managed basically. So yeah, it looks like we're wrong, or at least so far. I think realistically these stop losses should be here. So I'm not convinced this bear movement is done, but I'm not moving stop losses. Like, that's just really bad behavior, so just don't do it. Take the loss. So yeah, I was wrong, but that's okay. That is absolutely okay to be wrong. You can't be right all the time. So the question is it retracement of the drop or is it retracement of this? It's just like, this is why trading is so much bullshit. Like, it's just so much subjectivity. So I think the only way you just got to stick to a plan, have a good psychology, and that's it. And on average, as long as you've got a slight edge, you'll make money. But that's it. It's the hardest way to make easy money. I got a hard stop at 11 a.m, which is 50 minutes from now. So whatever happens by then, I need to be... Well, I mean, stop losses are in place, but I have to see what happens. Well, here we are again. Do I short FTSE more? No. It's just you just can't, Matt, because you're at too much. If the DAX would drop more, I would, but at this point you got to be very careful because we just don't. I suspect we're going to end the trading range in the DAX, which means I should get rid of this really, and yeah. But it is annoying because I think the FTSE can really drop heavy today. It really can. It just looks very weak. Mm-hmm. I think if the DAX was to drop to new lows today, I'd move stop loss to the top of this little range. So I'm kind of minimizing my loss on the DAX. FTSE is dropping. Patience is a virtue in trading. Let's see what's going to happen. I've got actually some questions. Could be very slow moving night because of US economy data. Yes, I will be, if you're still on, yes, I will be here for US session. Cool, I'm not alone, eh? But yeah, it's as you can tell, I'm just in a painful position of being good for FTSE and then not great for DAX. And hopefully it was the last pullback, but we'll see. All I can do, as we know, is just manage my loss or minimize it. And overall, it's basically down for the day because of another trade I made. So we'll see. But yeah, I don't think there's many live traders on YouTube at all. So this is my first time doing it. So let's see if I'm going to be disciplined enough and have the heart to keep on doing it. But yeah, it's like Tom Hugard and then yeah, all the trading gurus, all these guys with millions of subscribers do nearly no live trading, which we just know what that means. They're just full of shit. It's just like, it's just the biggest scam in the world is the trading community on YouTube. They're all just trying to make money from selling something. I mean, I sell bots, so you could argue I'm part of that, but I'm pretty honest that my bots aren't that great, or they've got their limitations. So, but at least with bots, you can do a back test to see if they work. While with these trading systems, they're just full of shit. Yeah, the trading gurus, Christ. Have you been watching EMAM trading? If so, I really recommend this channel. It's great. Just literally breaking down all the crap that these guys sell and talk about. FTSE looks weak as shit. Although, if it's going to buy, it's going to buy here, but I just don't. I really wish I was more short on it, quite frankly, but because of my DAX position, I just couldn't. Which is frustrating, but yeah. Anyway, let's not get too excited. Let's just see what happens. So, Kiss Remastered Films. What are there any trading people on YouTube you think aren't crooks? I'm curious. I might look him up. So I don't think Tom Hugard's a crook. I actually respect him a lot. I think he is legit. I'm pretty certain he is. He has verified records, does live trading. He actually worked in a brokerage. He does live trading events. The people like Al Brooks and that all know him. So yeah. So yeah, I'm with Tom. The only issue with his live trading is he doesn't really trade as himself. I'm pretty sure he makes nearly all his money off camera, which is a bit difficult. It's not suspect, but it's just a case of we don't really see how he makes his money. What about Scruffy Trader? The thing with Scruffy Trader is I see he does a lot of martingale type trades, and he only shares the winners on YouTube, and he doesn't do live trading. So what I think happens is he must make some massive losses doing martingale now and then, but then doesn't report it. So I think he's entertaining, and he's kind of got some great philosophies, but I'm a little bit suspect. He makes a lot. He says he doesn't make. He says he makes his money from trading and not from the community, but he's got a community of like 800, 900, maybe 1,000 people all paying monthly fee. Like, it's pretty obvious he's making some good cash on the mentorship. Some of these people are paying, I think, £100 a month. Maybe he's got 50 of them. So it's just like, it's obvious he makes his money from mentorships, not from trading. And I'm definitely not making my money from trading right now because market is not looking good. Tom is, yeah, he's on the spectrum, I guess, but I think he'd admit that. But it's my general theory. I think the only profitable traders have to be super strange. You basically have to be inhuman in your ability to do emotions and have like, you just got to be a bit autistic, basically. Hence, I'm probably going to fail this live trading channel because I just don't think I'm autistic enough to pull it off. Like today, I'm handling a loss okay, and I think it will be a losing day, but just takes one tilt day and the whole shit falls apart. But let's see. Yeah, one thing I'll say for Tom, his exits are like unbelievable. Like whenever his entries we can argue a lot about, but his exits, how many times I've seen him exit at the exact bottom or the exact top. He always says he doesn't know his exits, but he always bases it on double tops or bottoms and things like this. But his exiting is fantastic. Yeah, it is a great book. So basically, I was a losing manual trader. Then I read Tom's book. I think I was down 20, 25 grand. And after reading Tom's book, I ended up my trading career, which I stopped in 2022, up about 22k. So his book literally made me 40 grand, 50 grand nearly. It's crazy. And then I stopped day trading, and I'm literally just back now as a bit of a exploratory thing. Another thing to share with you, just I don't know, so you probably don't know me so well. I did a study of my trading data against sleep scores. So I got sleep scores on my Garmin, and had I not traded when I had the sleep score below 70, I would have made an extra 33k. And this is actually part of the reason I've come back. I'm thinking, well, what if I just don't trade when I have bad sleep? Then I'm probably a very profitable trader. So this is kind of the hypothesis why I'm actually back manual trading. So I've done a YouTube video about it on my other channel. So I've got a channel about sleep. So I'm a sleep expert. I'm not actually a trader. And yeah, so the hypothesis is that sleep might be one of the biggest determining factors behind trading success. All right, is the DAX teasing me, or I really think the DAX is in a range for the next few hours. I really don't think we're going to see action. I can maybe even show you the graphs of my trading against sleep. I need to find it. I found it. Ah, bollocks. Fucking FTSE, damn. But yeah, here it is. So this was trading results in real life, and this is what happened in 10 months of trading. I think this is actually slightly wrong, because I know my minus was bigger than that, but I know the end figure's correct. So I was up 22,000 in the end, but it got so random I just quit, as you can tell. I basically made no money over a 4-month period. So I was like, let's scrap this. And then this is what would have happened if I just traded when I slept well. That's just wrong as well. It's this one. It's like a perfect graph. Like my trading's nearly always profitable. It's just unreal. So yeah, this is why I think sleep is probably the most important factor behind trading success, as in statistically shown. So if I really believe it's going to be trading range, the question is, do I just pull out, take the loss? Just pull out. So I think what I'm going to do, as I'm not very confident, I'm just going to go basically full on break even on the FTSE, the top of the range, even though it looks weak. DAX probably just have to take my loss. I was a bit stupid shorting here. So I saw later that there's a like a full-on Fibonacci retracement level here. And it literally went straight to the Fibonacci level and then boom, like retraced straight away. Had I better prepped and actually put that chart into place, I would not have added to the position, because it's just such an obvious place for retracement. So lesson learned, I guess. Better preparation needed. Yeah, CPI. Yeah, it's core CPI. It's not normal CPI, I think. Yeah, so one thing I noticed with economic data is a lot of the time the market will retrace to like a middle range before the data, and it's just basically people hedging their bets. I kind of just forgot about it, to be honest. And this is literally where we are. It's gone to the middle of the range. FTSE, kind of more or less the same. This is the range. So yeah. What do you think of ICT? Trade all day. Good on you, mate. What's the Australian stock market like? I'm guessing it's just the same as every other indices, just moves in a similar way. But I'm curious. Yeah, ICT. I got very strong opinions on him because I'm pretty sure we're gonna be in a trading range in the DAX. So, and FTSE isn't looking. I mean, I'm probably gonna get stopped out for nothing. But yeah, with ICT, someone sent me his full course like a year ago, saying you should check out this course. It's worth thousands. I'm gonna give it to you for free, whatever. And then I remember just listening to it and just thinking, this guy's extremely arrogant. He's only talking about things that happened in the past. And I just remember like he had this strange concept he had this name for this concept. And I was just like, nah, mate, that's just a double bottom. That's nothing special. And liquidity gaps, and it's like, nah, that's just like break of resistance. I just remember I watched a few of the videos from him and I was just like, he's just giving fancy words to things that are just basic priced action. So I very quickly, that's my opinion, and I've only got a worse opinion of him since. Australia ASX 200 not good. Yeah, he's 100% a fake guru, but he's made a lot of money, so I guess fair play to him. But yeah, and he's created a whole army of fake gurus underneath him. It's like guys with like millions of followers. I'm gonna get stopped out. Yep. Yeah, Iman trading. I was watching it last night. It's extremely entertaining, and he speaks the truth. To be honest, his videos about trading. I'm not sure I'm fully on board with how he sees trading, but yeah, his breakdown of these traders is perfect. Just uncovering the lies and the bullshit. It's just like, yeah. Like one thing that taught me a lot about trading was actually doing algo trading. So I run algo trading bots and things like this, and I put a lot of these concepts into algo bots, thinking, like. I just want the market to end my misery at this point. It could be the stream for YouTube. It's the latency on YouTube. I don't think it's that great. Quite possibly. I've never heard the word spotty used for describing something. Spotty. I'm guessing it's an Australian slang. Must be. I was actually half thinking to make an EMAM style channel because I think there's enough room for more than one CoffeeZilla version of trading because there's so many people to take down that I don't think EMAM on his own is enough. So I was actually thinking to change to my living and actually dedicate more to this channel and actually do videos about trading and just taking down all the gurus. At first, I think it'd be quite profitable, but also it's actually I still think there's a gap in the market there because the market is so big. It's like you could just do a video every single day of a different trader and just critiquing the kind of the nonsense that they have. I think it'd also be interesting to do a video about Tom Hugard, like an investigation, like the pros and cons and stuff. Maybe that exists already. Let's see if there's a Tom Hugard exposed or something. No, no one's done it. No one's done a video about him in a clickbait way. So day trading is a scam. So yeah, it's a possibility, but I don't know. I'm not sure if it's my. I think the way I'm going to do it is if I can show I can live trades for 2-3 months, then I'm in a position to throw stones at other people. If I can't do this for 2 or 3 months, then I just think I'm talking from a position of weakness. So that's kind of actually why I'm doing this, because I don't think I mean it's just not fair to talk about anyone. Greg Morgan, I don't know. So I don't actually live in the UK. I live in Prague. I am British, but I don't live in the UK. So I don't know who Greg Secker is. And Greg Morgan. So I might have to look them up. All right. We're into the zone of hope. Question is, what do I do? I know what I should do. That I should just hold. Because the reality is, if I sell the DAX out of fear or close my position down here, then that's just purely emotional. It's just me trying to get rid of pain, as Tom would say. If I close here, then I should have just closed here because I never believed in position in the first place. And there will be a liquidity gap below here, which it's had a whole hour to build up. So realistically, if it does break here, it's probably going to break 10, 20 points, taking out all the stops. So I just need to... I think what I'll do, if it gets down to here, I'm going to move my stop losses down 10 points and then just take the fucking loss if it happens. Just take it on the chin. That's the game I'm talking up anyway. I might be full of shit. I only have 15 minutes left. I've got a meeting, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna make a rule that I have to close all trades by the end of a live trade. I guess I could argue I just put the stop losses in place. Yeah, I've been short. I'm short on both FTSE and DAX. The only other trade I did is I went long on FTSE about here, which was good for a bit, and then it got stopped out. So I'm on a losing day right now, but I'm on a very small account. I put in like 500 euros start the week. I'm up double already, which is nice, but I'm down for the day. So I am down. Fuck off every euro. I'm down 34 euros today, which out of a €1,000 portfolio is quite a big loss actually. I was taking quite a lot of risk on here, as you can see. So yeah. And all I did really is I just broke the break of the day on the FTSE because just the FTSE looks weak. That's the only reason I did it. There wasn't really any price action. And then DAX, I kind of did school run on DAX, quite frankly. There was a sell signal, in my opinion, here. And I was thinking to sell here, but I wanted confirmation of that, and the bar ended up here. So maybe I should have followed my gut feeling, but that would have been quite a big profit. But the fear was it's going to break here, and then it's just going to shoot up because of how bullish it's been. Yeah, trading's the hardest. It's the hardest way to make easy money, right? So, yeah. Okay, the one thing I can do here is I'm going to move stop loss down a little bit, top of the range. I wanted to go short one more time on FTSE, but because of the size of the account and the fact DAX wasn't working, wasn't in my favour, I didn't do it. Which, to be fair, with hindsight, was the right decision. And yesterday was a very good day because basically I was just going long all day. I betted on a trend day and it just worked. I just kept on going long, and yeah, it was a good day. Another business idea I have, if I can build a following of traders, then I can help them with their sleep. Because that's something I legitimately am skilled in doing. So that's actually a side hustle I'm considering, because I think traders would benefit from better sleep more than nearly any other profession. And I can show that. There's also scientific studies that back that. And I think traders also struggle often with sleep because of the anxiety and stress that goes with it. So it is something I'm considering, but one step at a time. Yeah, if that's the case, I'd just be super careful. I'm going to set the rule where if I have a bad night's sleep, so I'll probably say if I have a sleep below 75 on my trackers, then I'm just not going to trade, period. Just because the data backs it so well, and it just affects our emotional state so much. But yeah, hopefully it's not a consistent thing for you. But if it is, you can always book a call with me. I do like free calls around sleep for people just because it's such a big thing. So, but yeah, I think the biggest thing with sleep is people typically, so I had insomnia, so I know this from firsthand. So people are trying random stuff to fix their sleep rather than actually finding the real cause of the problem. And sleep's a little bit like trading, that's just full of fake gurus and bullshit advice, I'm afraid. So yeah, that's why I got into it, because there's a lot of the advice on sleep is very mediocre. Is it CPI today or is it core CPI? Because this economic calendar is very difficult to figure out. Core, okay. And inflation rate, okay. I remember during COVID, this would move the market 200-300 points, but now I'm guessing it's not so much. Is it? Oh, it is CPI, right? Shit. Well, I'm a bit of a dummy for my positions here, perhaps. We'll see. One thing about Australians is I used to play a lot of hockey, and sometimes I play with Australian players. And for some reason, if you put me around an Australian for like 5 minutes, I just start mimicking their accent. I can't help it. It's a really weird thing. It's like I just, for some reason, if I just turn Australian. Every sentence ends like a question. Yeah, I think your assessment of DAX is right, and I don't regret this trade, but this trade was stupid. It was really stupid. So I deserve to take the loss for that. FTSE, I mean, FTSE is a little bit different, and the market, it's kind of weird. Like the FTSE is just in a trading range for like months now. So it's very unpredictable. Well, you could argue it's actually very predictable. It's just up and down every week with no end in sight. $19,365. So I guess it's not the new all-time highs, but it's going to be like, I'm guessing that's some sort of 50% or Fibonacci increase you've factored in. Yeah. I think the Fibonacci stuff is somewhat reasonable. I mean, I think Al Brooks just talks about the fact that generally there's 50% retracements, 50% increments, and there's just logical places where the market's going to move to until there'll be a retracement and so forth. And that makes sense, I think. And I see it all. I mean, I see it all the time. It's just where the market's going to go is pretty. Once the momentum's happening, it's pretty predictable. Like DAX here, this is a level, and it just went literally right to here, and it just stayed around here. Divergence. I think this would be a very nice short point as well. Like for CPI, normally what happens to goes to if the market's here, it will go to here and then it'll short, and then so you can do some really like somewhat easy scalps on the CPI data. One thing I did 2-3 years ago, whenever I was trading, like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, was on TD365 pulling in very big trades just before CPI orders. And then what would happen is it would take the order and then the slippage would go crazy and you'd just get these insane profits, like making 3K like that in milliseconds. But it doesn't work anymore because TD365 and a lot of the brokers just changed their systems. So it basically freezes up during news and it will just give you now a terrible, terrible fill, and slippage will nearly always work against you. At least that's my experience. But there's a little golden period of like 6 months where you could just make tons of nearly easy money on the economic data releases. Yeah, no worries. So thanks for tuning in. I've got to go anyway. So kept me company, and I'm gonna try and do this for a while. And if you see me stop, it just means I gave up, basically. So, and I'll just be like all the other failed traders. So we'll see. Anyway, hope you get some rest. Don't do any trading. I mean, do as you want, but be careful if you're tired. And I got 3 minutes, so I will probably just stick with the stop loss I've got and just let the market take me wherever it's going to go. So yeah, so I'll update in the afternoon what actually happened, but probably a losing morning. Odds, we'll see.